First up, Ryan Bomberger. Dear friend, and also the head of the Radiance Foundation. Ryan Bomberger is an Emmy Award-winning creative professional. He founded the Radiance Foundation alongside his wife, Bethany. He is a broadcast media designer, producer, columnist, international speaker, and author of a powerful book, Not Equal, Civil Rights Gone Wrong. His pro-life message resonates loudly as an adopted son whose biological mother was raped, yet courageously gave him a chance to live through the beautiful gift of adoption. And I hope he'll have time to share his story and as well what his insight is into this horrible crime against humanity that we have allowed to go on in our country for the last 49 years and must stop now. Ryan?
Thank you, Star. It's an honor to be here with CURE and among passionate advocates for life. I'm in good company right here. Many say that I should have been aborted. I was conceived in rape, but I was adopted in love. I grew up in a truly diverse family of 15, where 10 of us were adopted, many of us rescued from the violence of abortion. We're white, black, mixed, Native American, Vietnamese, able, disabled family. Despite the horrific circumstances most of us came from, none of us would have been better off dead. We were all better off loved. I'm the 1% that's used to justify 100% of abortions. But the circumstances of our conception don't change the condition of our worth. My birth mom's courageous decision will continue to unleash beautiful reverberations for generations. Today, I'm also the father of 4 kiddos, 2 of whom are also adopted. It's why I fight for the most marginalized, the most vulnerable, and the most discarded. No group of humans is harder hit by the social injustice of abortion than Black lives. According to the CDC, abortion rates among Black women is 3.6 times higher than the majority population. Despite people of my complexion comprising about 13% of the population, 38.4% of all abortions are committed on Black lives, the largest percentage of all racial and ethnic groups. Roe is constantly heralded by the left as empowering women, but exploitation is not empowerment. Overturning Roe, or as I like to say, equalizing all humans, is the civil rights fight of our day. Pro-abortion activists criticizing the passage of pro-life legislation, laws that recognize the humanity and inherent worth of an entire group of people, is like segregationists lamenting civil rights bills. In 2018, for every 1,000 Black babies born alive, there were 1,226 aborted in the borough of Manhattan. This is where Planned Parenthood is headquartered, a ratio 4 times higher than whites and over 2 times higher than Hispanics. Yet pro-abortion activist groups like Guttmacher argue that there is, quote, a lack of access among Black and brown people. How many more Black lives should be aborted? There's no lack of access. There's obviously abundant access to the violence that solves no social issue, gives no one equality, and ushers more deaths into communities already disproportionately plagued by violence. Planned Parenthood is the leading killer of Black lives, taking an estimated 360 lives every single day. Yet now they claim to be an anti-racist organization. Shows what a fraud the anti-racist movement is. In the last several years, Planned Parenthood has launched a PR stunt by semi-separating from their racist eugenicist founder, Margaret Sanger. They removed her name from several of their abortion facilities, but changing your name does not change your DNA. We live in a society where systemic racism is blamed for every negative racial disparity, yet pro-abortion activists pretend that racism doesn't exist in the one industry that has killed millions of Black lives for a living. Systemic racism, by the way, is a government-funded entity, like Planned Parenthood, that disproportionately kills Black lives. The only way to stop this destruction of beautiful possibility is to abort Roe. And we need to act with the fierce urgency of now to end this violence. The Democrat Party, once the party of slavery, the KKK, Jim Crow, and separate and unequal, is now the party of limitless abortion. Fannie Lou Hamer called abortion genocide. Yes, Hamer was unapologetically pro-life, pro-adoption, and anti-Planned Parenthood. You want to talk voting rights, President Biden? Killing voters before they're born is the ultimate act of voter suppression. There are too many aborted, and one is too many.